from the start in the Chinese Grand Prix. BBC News.
This is BBC Radio 4 now. It's time for our new classic serial. It seems that in the world of Wodehouse, only one man can rescue the newly impoverished aristocracy from the austerity of the early 1950s.
And Whistler's mother disputing it now. Highland Prince being pressed now by Whistler's mother on the stand side. And it's Whistler's mother just the leader. Then comes Take It Easy, the fray.
Ring for Jeeves by P.G. Wodehouse, dramatised by Archie Scotney. Starring Joanne Whalley, Rufus Sewell, Glenne Headly and Ian Ogilvy. With Jamie Bamber as Lord Rowcester and Martin Jarvis as Jeeves.
Second Highland Prince, and there'll be a photo finish for third and fourth place. But there's no doubt about the winner, Whistler's mother. Whistler's mother ran a very strong race to the start.
Captain! Captain Biggar! Woohoo! Is that you?
What? Sorry, Mingoni. Oh, pardon my sweetie. Well, simmer me in prune juice, Mrs. Spotsworth. Oh, the Memsahib. I thought you were in America.
Well, I just stopped off at this charming old inn for a gin and tonic. Cheers!
I see.
I'm over here from New York for a visit.
I remember you lived in California or one of those places.
Yes, I have a home in Pasadena, in Carmel too, and one in Manhattan, and another in Florida, and another in Maine.
Making 5 in all.
6. I was forgetting the one in Oregon.
6? Well, nice to have a roof over your head, of course.
Sure, but one yearns for something new. I'm thinking of Rowcester Abbey. I met Lord Rowcester's sister, Lady Carmoyle, in New York. She said her brother might be willing to sell. I'm on my way there now. But what are you doing in England, Captain?
Oh, I thought I'd take a look at the old country, dear lady. Long time since I had a holiday. And you know the old Swahili proverb, all work and no play makes Jack a pay bar pombahu. Amazing how things have changed here. No idle rich, if you know what I mean. Everybody's working.
Extraordinary, isn't it? Lady Carmoyle tells me her husband is a floor walker at Harwich's. And he's a 10th baronet or something.
Staggering, what? Tubby Frobisher and the doc won't believe me when I tell them.
Who?
A couple of pals of mine out in Kuala Lumpur. They'll be astounded. But I like it. Straight bat, what?
I beg your pardon?
A cricket term, dear lady. You've got to play with a straight bat. Or, let's face it, you don't play with a straight bat, if you see what I mean.
I suppose so. Do sit down, won't you?
Oh, okay.
Talk to me, Captain Biggar.
Well, there it is, Rory. All 147 rooms of it. I must say, the old pile doesn't look too bad. But then houses like Rowcester Abbey often look their best from outside, and half a mile down the drive.
Part of Junkmoke. Ballet Place looks mouldier every time I see it.
I know. But poor old Bill can't afford to run a castle on a cottage income.
Why doesn't he get a job like the rest of us?
You needn't stick on side just because you're in trade, you old counter-jumper. Bill's big mistake was letting that American woman get away from him.
American woman?
And Mrs. Bessemer, a widow. He met her in Cannes one summer. Fabulously rich, and according to Bill, unimaginably beautiful. It seemed promising for a time. Of course, he was playing Mr. Belfry then, and not my Lord Rowcester, which may have made a difference.
The trouble with Bill is he lacks drive. The sort we see so much of at Harwich's. The will to win. Napoleon had it, I have it, Bill hasn't. Oh well.
What would you say, Rory, if I told you I was hoping to sell the house?
Sell it? You couldn't give it away. Too damp.
It is a bit moist.
I remember saying to Bill once, in the summer the river is at the bottom of your garden, in the winter your garden is at the bottom of the river.
Oh, very droll. And I suppose the first thing you'll do is make a crack like that to Mrs. Spotsworth.
Who's Mrs. Spotsworth?
The woman I'm hoping to sell the house to. Another American, extremely rich. I met her in New York. She's got a craving to have something old and picturesque in England.
Romantic, eh?
Dripping with romance. When she told me that, I immediately started giving her a sales talk. She seemed interested. After all, the Abbey is chock full of historical associations.
And mice.
Well, here's mud in your eye, Captain Biggar.
What?
As you slide down the banister of life, may the splinters never face the wrong way.
See? Oh, yes. Cheers. To tell you the truth, dear lady, I'm chasing a foe of the human species. I must say you're looking a long time since Kenya. Camp among the acacia trees, you, a vision in jodhpurs.
Chasing a foe of the human species?
He's a blighter of an Epsom bookie. And I'd have caught him if something hadn't gone wrong with my ballet car. They're fixing it now at the garage down the road.
But why are you chasing this bookmaker?
Lowhound did the dirty on me. Chap with a walrus moustache and a patch over his left eye. Honest Patch Perkins, he calls himself. He owes me £3,000, 2 shillings and sixpence, plus my original fiver. I won it on the Oaks, damn it. But he legged it in his car with me after him. Been pursuing him through the country roads for what seems an eternity. And just as I was on the point of grappling with him, my car broke down. But I'll catch the louse. And when I do... But how have you been all these years, dear lady? And how's your husband? Oh, I'm sorry.
Not at all. You mean have I married again?
Well...
No, I have not married again, though Clifton and Alexis keep advising me to. They are sweet about it.
Clifton, Alexis?
Mr. Bessemer and Mr. Spotsworth, my 2 previous husbands. I get them on the Ouija board from time to time. I am intensely interested in psychical research. I am hoping for some enthralling manifestation at this Rowcester Abbey.
Well, I'll bet you flush out a spectre or two. They collect in gangs in these old English country houses.
So this Mrs. Spotsworth was leaving for England next day, and we arranged that she was to come and have a look at the place. She should be turning up at any moment.
Does Bill know she's coming?
Not yet, but he'll be only too delighted.
Poor old Bill. He starts at the bottom of the ladder as a mere heir to his Uncle George's earldom, and by pluck and perseverance works his way up till he becomes the Earl himself. And no sooner is he settled the coronet on his head and said to himself, now to whoop it up, than they pull a social revolution out of their hats and snitch practically every penny he's got. Well, here we are, reporting for duty.
Right. I'm going straight in to tell Bill. By the way, don't expect any staff to come out for the bags. You'd better unload them yourself and bring them in.
Mrs. Spotsworth, may I offer you another?
Oh, no, I must be getting going. I can't tell you how delightful it's been meeting you again, Captain Biggar.
My dear lady, how Zori Pendesa. How lovely you are. But no, I must say no more.
Won't you come and see me when I get back to London, Captain? I shall be at the Savoy.
Charmed, dear lady, charmed.
Bye, Captain Biggar. Bye-bye. Bye.
Quaheri. Bye. But what would be the use? Humble hunter can't go mixing with wealthy widows. Not cricket. Yes, I hear you, Tubby. Loud and clear. Remember the code. Marnie Pankong Barn Rotway just about sums it up. Damn it.
Monica, darling!
Jill, my angel.
Oh, my precious Moog. Is it really you? I thought you were in America.
I got back this morning. What are you doing here?
I came to attend to Bill's Irish Terrier. It's sick of a fever. So?
I picked up Rory in London and we motored down.
Bill's out at present. He didn't say anything about expecting you.
My allowance gave up the ghost.
I say.
Ah, here's the merchant prince.
Oh, what have you got in these bags of yours, old girl? Lead? Oh.
Ah, what, oh?
You remember Jill Wyvern, Rory?
Of course, yes.
Jill Wyvern, to be sure.
You haven't a notion who I am, have you?
I wouldn't say that.
I'll help you out. You stayed here one summer. I was just coming out then, and I expect I looked a complete excrescence.
Coming out. The dear old getting ready for the market stage. How it takes one back. Off with the glasses and the teeth braces.
On with things that push you in or push you out, whichever's needed.
What do you know about it?
Oh, I get around in Our Lady's Foundation Department.
Jill, how did you make out? Has it paid off yet?
Paid off?
A man, dear. Did you catch anything worthwhile?
I think he's worthwhile. As a matter of fact, she whom you see before you is none other than the future Countess of Rowcester.
You don't mean you and Bill are engaged?
That's right.
Since when?
Some weeks ago.
I'm delighted. I wouldn't have thought Bill had so much sense.
No, Bill was always more of a lad for the buxom, voluptuous type. There was a girl in the Hippodrome chorus. Ouch! Steady.
Tell me, how did it happen?
Well, he was helping me give a cow a bolus.
A what?
Bolus, medicine. You give it to cows. And before I knew what was happening, he had grabbed my hand and was saying, "I say, will you marry me?"
How frightfully eloquent. This bolus of which you were speaking, I don't quite follow. You were giving it to a cow, you say?
A sick cow.
Why were you giving boluses to sick cows?
It's my job. I'm the local vet, fully licensed. We're all workers nowadays.
Profoundly true. I'm a son of toil myself.
Rory's at Harridge's.
Really?
Floor walker in the hosepipe, lawnmower and bird bath department. But there's a rumour going the rounds that hints at promotion to the glass, fancy goods and chinaware, and from there to the ladies' underclothing is but a step.
My hero. But Jill, doesn't your father mind you running about the country giving boluses to cows? Jill's father is chief constable of the county, Rory. I should have thought he would have objected.
Oh, no. We're all working at something.
Hello? Yes, this is Rowcester Abbey. No, Lord Rowcester is not in at the moment. This is his sister, Lady Carmoyle. The number of his car? It's news to me that he's got a car. Jill, you don't know the number of Bill's car, do you?
No. Why are they asking?
Why are you asking? Oh, it's rung off.
Who was it?
Didn't say. Just a voice from the void. You don't think Bill's had an accident?
Heavens, no. He's much too good a driver. It's always disturbing when people don't give their names. There was a fellow in Harridge's, second in command in the jam sauces and potted meats, who was rung up one night by a mystery voice, and to cut a long story short...
Yes, I will. Save it for after dinner, if there is any dinner.
Oh, there'll be dinner all right. It'll probably melt in the mouth. Bill's got a very good cook called Mrs. Piggott.
A cook these days? I don't believe it. You'll be telling me he's got a housemaid next.
He has. Name of Ellen.
But nobody has a housemaid.
Bill has. And a gardener. And a wonderful butler called Jeeves.
Good heavens! Jeeves? Why does that name ring a bell?
Bertie Wooster. He has a valet named Jeeves. This is probably a brother.
No, it's the same man. Bill has sort of leased him.
How on earth does Bertie get on without him?
I believe Mr. Wooster's away somewhere. Anyhow, Jeeves appeared one day and said he was willing to take office, so Bill grabbed him, of course. He's an absolute treasure.
But does he pay them?
Of course he does. He flings them purses of gold every Saturday morning.
How?
He earns it.
Don't be silly.
No, he's doing some sort of work for the agricultural board. He just goes off in his car. He's not very good at figures, so he always takes Jeeves with him.
Well, that's wonderful. I was afraid he might have started backing horses again.
Oh, no. He promised me faithfully he would never bet on a horse again. Well, I must be off on my errand of mercy. I'll see you at dinner. Bye.
Bye, dear.
So, what do you make of this sudden affluence, old girl? Something fishy going on. It's... what's the word?
I don't know.
Yes, you do. Begins with in.
Influential? Inspirational? Infrared?
Inexplicable. That's it. The whole thing's utterly inexplicable. You don't cut a stupendous dash like this on a salary from the agricultural board. I wonder if the old boy's been launching out as a gentleman burglar.
Don't be an idiot.
Well, fellows do, you know. Raffles and so on. What? Oh. Hello? No? Good God. All right. He's out now, but I'll tell him when I see him. Oak, that was the police.
The police?
They want to talk to Bill.
What about?
Didn't say. But they're closing in on him, old girl. They're closing in on him.
Jeeves? I say, Jeeves. Hi, Jeeves. Where are you?
You whistled, my lord.
What? How the dickens did you get over there, Jeeves?
I ran the car into the garage, my lord, and then made my way to the servants' quarters. If you would hand me your coat.
Oh, thanks. I see you've changed, Jeeves.
I deemed it advisable, my lord. The red-faced gentleman was not far behind us, and may at any moment be calling. Thank you, my lord. Were he to encounter a butler in a check suit and a false moustache, it is possible that his suspicions might be aroused. I'm glad to see that your lordship has removed that somewhat distinctive tie. Excellent for the racecourse, but scarcely vogue in private life.
Yes, I've always hated that beastly thing, Jeeves. Shove it away somewhere. And, the jacket.
Very good, my lord. If you would be so good as to remove the moustache.
What?
On your upper lip, my lord, a ginger moustache of the soup strainer type.
Oh, gosh, right. Ow! Oh. Here.
And the eye patch, my lord.
Ah, right.
Thank you, my lord.
Shove 'em in the old oak coffer, Jeeves. Should prove adequate as a temporary receptacle.
Indeed, my lord.
Wait a minute. What did you mean, Jeeves? The gentleman may at any moment be calling?
I appreciate, my lord, that the thought of a visit from the gentleman who bellowed abuse all the way from Epsom Downs to South Moultonshire is not an agreeable one.
I thought we lost him half an hour ago.
It is possible that he memorised the number of our car, my lord.
Oh, hell's bells, Jeeves. What do I do if he does come racing along here?
I would advise your lordship to assume a nonchalant air and disclaim all knowledge of the matter.
With a light laugh, you mean?
Precisely, my lord.
How did that sound, Jeeves?
Barely adequate, my lord.
More like a death rattle.
Yes, my lord.
I shall need a few rehearsals.
Several, my lord.
You ever seen a jelly hit by a cyclone?
No, my lord.
It quivers. So do I. Dashed ignominious having to leg it like that.
I can readily imagine it, though, as your lordship has several times asseverated, you have every intention of paying the gentleman.
Of course I have. I intend to brass up to the last penny. It's a case of... What, Jeeves?
Noblesse oblige, my lord.
Exactly. The honour of the roasters is at stake. But I must have time, dash it, to raise £3,000, 2 and 6.
£3,005, 2 and 6, my lord. Your lordship is forgetting the gentleman's original £5 note.
Oh, so I am. You came away with it in your pocket.
Precisely, my lord, thus bringing the sum total of your obligations to this Captain Biggar to...
Biggar? Was that his name?
Yes, my lord, Captain C.G. Brabazon Biggar, United Rovers Club, Northumberland Avenue, London, WC2. In my capacity as your lordship's clerk, I wrote the name and address on the ticket which he now has in his possession. The note which he handed to me raises your commitment to £3,005, 2 shillings and 6.
Oh, gosh.
Yes, my lord, not an insignificant sum.
Oh, Jeeves, if this Biggar suddenly blows in here, do you think he'll recognise me?
I fancy not, my lord. The moustache and the patch formed a very effective disguise. Nevertheless, after what has occurred, one's entire turf activities must, I fear, be suspended indefinitely.
You're right. Show up at the Derby tomorrow, and the first person we run into would be this Captain Biggar.
Precisely, my lord.
Oh, if only I'd frozen onto the money we made at Newmarket. You warned me not to let our capital fall too low.
I felt that we were not equipped to incur any heavy risk. That was why I urged your lordship to lay Captain Biggar's second wager off. True, the probability of the double bearing fruit at such odds was not great, but when I saw Whistler's mother pass us on her way to the starting post, I was conscious of a tremor of uneasiness, those long legs, that powerful rump.
Don't, Jeeves.
Very good, my lord.
Jeeves, if Biggar does catch me bending, could it mean choky?
It is a possibility, my lord.
And who suggested that I should go into business as a silver ring bookie? It was you, Jeeves.
But if your lordship will recall, we had agreed that your lordship's impending marriage made it essential to augment your lordship's income. It was when we reached the T's in the classified trades section of the directory that I suggested turf accountant. It seemed a happy solution of your lordship's difficulties.
We made a lot of money up to Newmarket.
Yes, my lord.
And where is it now?
Where indeed, my lord.
I shouldn't have spent so much doing up the place.
No, my lord, I wonder if I might ask a question.
Yes, Jeeves?
Is Miss Wyvern aware of your lordship's professional connection with the turf?
Oh, I should say not. She thinks I'm employed by the Agricultural Board. She must never learn the truth. Let her discover that I'm actually an incognito bookie, and she would return me to store before I could say what-ho. So if she comes asking questions...
You may rely on me, my lord.
I have a lot of heavy brooding to do, Jeeves. Get me a stiffish whiskey and soda.
I will attend to the matter immediately, my lord.
Good
heavens, Bill! What on earth's the matter?
Huh? Matter? I mean, matter? Anyway, what do you mean, what's the matter? Nothing's the matter. Why do you ask?
You were groaning like a foghorn.
Oh, that. Touch of, I've had rather an exhausting afternoon.
Why? Aren't the crops rotating properly? Or are the pigs going in for smaller families?
My chief problem today concerned, horses.
Have you been betting again?
Me?
You gave me your solemn promise you wouldn't. Oh, Bill, I know people are always talking about bringing off fantastic doubles and winning thousands of pounds, but that sort of thing never really happens.
Yeah.
What did you say?
It happens sometimes. I've heard of cases.
Oh, come clean, Bill. Did you back a loser in the Oaks?
Of course I didn't.
You swear?
I may begin to at any moment.
You didn't back anything?
Certainly not.
Then what's the matter?
I told you.
Oh, poor old thing. Can I get you something?
No, thanks. Jeeves is bringing me a whiskey and soda.
Where do you and he go on these expeditions of yours?
We make the rounds.
Doing what?
Oh, this and that.
I see. Bill, there's guilt written on your every feature. For the last time, what's on your mind?
Not a thing.
You're as carefree as a lark singing in the summer sky?
If anything, rather more so.
Bill, how do you feel about marriage?
Well, I think it's an extraordinarily good egg.
Shall I tell you how I feel about it?
Do.
I feel that unless there is absolute trust between a man and a girl, they're crazy even to think of getting married. A husband and wife ought to tell each other everything. I wouldn't ever dream of keeping anything from you.
I'm not.
You are. A short-sighted mole that's lost its spectacles could see that you're a soul in torment.
Damn it all, don't be such an infernal nosy Parker.
I don't know if you know it, but when you spit on your hands and get down to it, you can be the world's premier louse.
That's a nice thing to say.
And if you want to know what I think, I believe you've gone and got mixed up with some awful female.
You're crazy. Where the dickens could I have met any awful females?
Well, you're always going off in your car, sometimes for a week at a stretch. For all I know, you may have been spending your time festooned with hussies.
I wouldn't so much as look at a hussy if you brought it to me on a plate with watercress round her.
I don't believe you.
Oh, so what was all that about absolute trust, Women, my God, what a sex.
Watch it, Rooster. Watch it.
Your whiskey and soda, my lord.
Oh, thank you, Jeeves.
Sir Roderick and Lady Carmoyle are in the yew alley asking to see you, my lord.
Good heavens, where did they spring from? I thought she was in America.
They desired me to inform your lordship that they would be glad of a word with you before the arrival of Mrs. Spotsworth.
Before the what of who? Who on earth's Mrs. Spotsworth?
An American lady whose acquaintance her ladyship made in New York, my lord. She's expected here this evening. I gather there's some prospect of Mrs. Spotsworth buying the house.
Buying the house?
Yes, my lord.
This house?
Yes, my lord.
Rowcester Abbey, you mean?
Yes, my lord.
You're pulling my leg, Jeeves.
I would not take such a liberty, my lord.
You seriously mean that this refugee from whatever American loony bin it was is actually contemplating paying hard cash for Rowcester Abbey?
That was the interpretation which I placed on the remarks of her ladyship, my lord.
Well, I'll be blowed. Is she coming to stay?
So I understood.
Then you might remove the 2 buckets you put to catch the water under the upper hall skylight. They create a bad impression.
Yes, my lord. I will also place some more drawing pins in the wallpaper. Where would your lordship be thinking of depositing Mrs. Spotsworth?
She'd better have the Queen Elizabeth room. It's the best we've got. We can't give her a bathroom, I'm afraid.
I fear not, my lord.
Still, if she can make do with a shower, she can stand under the upper hall skylight.
If I might suggest, my lord, it may not be judicious to speak in that strain in the hearing of Mrs. Spotsworth.
Yes, Jeeves is right, you poor fish. Oh, Bill, if this comes off, you'll have money enough to buy a farm. I'm sure we'd do well. Me as a vet and you with all your expert farming knowledge.
My what?
I think Miss Wyvern is alluding to your wide experience working for the Agricultural Board, my lord.
Oh, yes, of course, the Agricultural Board. Thank you, Jeeves.
Bill, we could start a prize herd. I wonder how much you could get for the place.
Not much, I'm afraid. It's seen better days.
What are you going to ask?
£3,005, 2 shillings and 6pence.
What?
Oh, sorry, I was thinking of something else.
But what put an odd sum like that into your head?
I don't know.
The sum in question arose in the course of his lordship's work in connection with his Agricultural Board duties this afternoon, miss. Your lordship may recall that I observed at the time that it was a peculiar figure.
Oh, so you did, Jeeves. So you did.
If I might suggest it, my lord, I think it would be advisable to proceed to the yew alley without further delay. Time is of the essence.
Of course, yes. Are you coming, Jill?
I can't, darling. I have patients to attend to. I've got to go and see the Mannerings Peak, though I don't suppose there's the slightest thing wrong with it. That dog is the worst hypochondriac.
Well, you're coming to dinner, all right?
Of course. Mwah. My mouth's watering already. Bye, darling.
Whew. You saved me there, Jeeves.
I'm happy to have been of service, my lord.
You eat a lot of fish, don't you, Jeeves?
A good deal, my lord.
So Bertie Wooster's often told me. You sail into the sole and sardines like nobody's business, he says, and he attributes your giant intellect to the effects of the phosphorus.
Mr. Wooster has always been gratifyingly appreciative, my lord.
What beats me is why he ever let you go. Did you have a row with him and hand in your portfolio?
Oh, no, my lord. My relations with Mr. Wooster continue uniformly cordial, but circumstances have compelled a temporary separation. Mr. Wooster is attending a school which does not permit its student body to employ a gentleman's personal gentleman.
A school?
An institution designed to teach the aristocracy to fend for itself, my lord. Mr. Wooster feels it prudent to build for the future, in case the social revolution should set in with even greater severity. Mr. Wooster is actually learning to don his own socks. The course he is taking includes boot cleaning, sock darning, bed making, and primary-grade cooking.
Golly.
Yes, my lord. Mr. Wooster doth suffer a sea change into something rich and strange. Would your lordship care for another whisky and soda before joining Lady Carmoyle?
No, we mustn't waste a moment. As you were saying not long ago, time is of the... what, Jeeves?
Essence, my lord.
Essence? You're sure?
Yes, my lord.
Huh. I always thought an essence was a sort of scent. Righto, then. Tally-ho!
Very good, my lord.
So, answer me this. Is there a hope?
You sound like an invalid on a sickbed addressing his doctor.
Rory, I think there may be, Bill.
I don't.
She was nibbling in New York. All that remains now is to administer the final shove. When she arrives, I'll leave you alone together. Give her the old personality.
I will. I'll be like a turtle dove cooing to a, female turtle dove.
You'd better, because I'm expecting a commission.
But look, even on the assumption this woman is weak in the head, I can't see her paying a fortune for Rowcester Abbey. To start with, all the farms are gone.
Yeah, that's true. There's only the house and garden.
Well, I was saying to Moog that whereas in the summer months the river is at the bottom of the garden...
Oh, be quiet. I don't see why you shouldn't get £15,000, Bill. Maybe even as much as 20.
Do you really think so?
Of course she doesn't. She's just trying to cheer you up. Very sisterly of her, too.
You've been making a few improvements, I notice, Bill.
Wish I had the money it cost.
You're hard up.
Stony.
And where the dickens do all these butlers, housemaids and cooks come from? I said to Moog I wondered if you'd set up as a gentleman, but... That reminds me, old girl, did you tell Bill about the police?
What? Police? What about the police?
Some blighter rang up from the local gendarmerie. The Rosers want to question you.
What do you mean, question me?
Grill you. Give you the 3rd degree. And there was another call, a mystery man who didn't give his name.
He was inquiring about the licence number of your car.
Oh.
What's the matter, Bill? You're looking as worried as a prune.
White and shaken, like a martini. That's pretty good. Bill, be frank. Why are you wanted by the police?
I'm not wanted by the police.
Come on, out with it. You're among friends.
Excuse me, my lord. Mrs. Spotsworth is in the drawing room.
Right. Come on then, Bill. Let's go in. It's turtle dove time. Rosalinda, so glad you found your way. It's rather tricky after you leave the main road. My husband, Sir Roderick Carmoyle.
What, her?
And this is my brother.
Good heavens, Bill again.
Eh?
What?
Well, Mr. Belfry and I are old friends. We knew each other in Cannes a few years ago when I was Mrs. Bessemer.
Bessemer?
It was not long after my first husband had passed the veil, after a head-on collision with a truck full of beer bottles on the Jericho Turnpike. His name was Clifton Bessemer.
Well, that's fine. Well, not exactly fine, but you'll have all sorts of things to talk about, won't you? But Bill isn't Mr. Belfry now. He's Lord Rowcester.
Changed his name. The police are after him, and an alias was essential.
Oh, don't be an ass, Rory. He came into the title. You know how it is in England. Our uncle, Lord Rowcester, pegged out not long ago, and Bill was his heir. So he shed the Belfry and took on the Rowcester.
I see. Well, to me he will always be darling Billiken. How are you, Billiken?
I'm fine, thanks, Rosie.
Rosie? Did you say Rosie?
Mrs. Spotsworth's name is Rosalinda. At Cannes, her friends, even casual acquaintances like myself, called her Rosie.
Oh, quite. Very natural, of course.
Casual acquaintances?
Well, I mean blokes who just knew you from meeting you at Cannes and so forth.
What times we had there, Billiken. Do you remember?
Oh, yes. Very jolly, the whole thing. Won't you have a drink? Or a sandwich? Or a cigar or something? Nice to welcome you to Rowcester Abbey.
It's the most wonderful place I ever saw.
Would you say that? Mouldering old ruin, I'd call it. Been decaying for centuries.
Rory.
The patina of time. I adore it. And now I'm going to share something very strange. It struck me so strongly when I came in at the front door, I was overcome. I realized that I had been here before.
Oh, there's a sightseer. One of the crowd that used to come during the summer at a bobbyhead.
No. I didn't mean in my present corporeal envelope. I meant in a previous incarnation. I'm a rotationist, you know.
Ah, yes, I've seen pictures of them in funny hats.
No, you're thinking of Rotarians. I'm a rotationist, which is quite different. We believe that we are reborn as one of our ancestors every 9th generation.
9th? Let me see.
Sure, the mystic 9th house. Of course, you've read the Zendavesta of Zoroaster, Sir Roderick.
I'm afraid not. I'll put it on my library list. By Agatha Christie, isn't it?
9th. That seems to make me Lady Barbara, the leading hussy of Charles II's reign.
Wow. I suppose I ought to be asking you about your latest love affair.
I only wish I could remember it. From what I've heard of her, it would make quite a story.
I feel influences. I even hear faint whisperings. How strange it is coming into a house that you last visited 300 years ago. I seem to remember a chapel. There is a chapel here?
Ruined.
I knew it. And a long gallery.
That's right. A duel was fought in it in the 18th century. You can still see the bullet holes in the walls.
And dark stains on the floor, no doubt. This place must be full of ghosts.
Oh, no, don't worry. Nothing like that in Rowcester Abbey.
Oh, but I want ghosts. I must have ghosts.
There's what we call the haunted lavatory on the ground floor. Every now and then, when there's nobody near it, the toilet will suddenly flush. And when a death is expected in the family, it just keeps going and going. We don't know if it's a spectre or just a defect in the plumbing.
Probably a poltergeist. But are there no visual manifestations?
I don't think so.
Don't be silly, Rory. Lady Agatha.
Who was Lady Agatha?
The wife of Sir Caradoc the Crusader. She has been seen several times in the ruined chapel.
Fascinating. Now, let me take you to the long gallery. Don't tell me where it is. I'll close my eyes. Let me see if I can't find it for myself. It's this way. Ow!
Oh, I beg your pardon, Mrs. Spotsworth.
That's okay. And now, I must concentrate. This is a test. Eyes closed. Follow, please, Monica. You too, Billiken. I sense it is this way.
Come on, then. Let's follow her. Bill!
Yes. I'm coming.
Potty! What, Jeeves?
Quite possibly, Sir Roderick.
I'll tell you something. This Mrs. Dogsbody has inherited millions from a platoon of deceased husbands and took advantage of the fact to go right off her onion. Always a mistake, Jeeves. Unearned money. Nothing like having to scratch for a living. I'm twice the man I was since I joined the ranks of the world's workers.
You see eye to eye with the bard, Sir Roderick. 'Tis deeds must win the prize.
Exactly. And speaking of prizes, what about tomorrow?
Tomorrow, sir?
The Derby. Know anything?
It would seem an exceptionally open contest. Monsieur Boussac's voleur is, I understand, the favourite, 15-2, and the price likely to shorten. But the animal is somewhat lightly boned for so gruelling an ordeal. Though we have seen such a handicap overcome, the name of Manor, the 1925 winner, springs to the mind, and Hyperion, another smallish horse, broke the course record previously held by Flying Fox, accomplishing the distance in 2 minutes 34 seconds.
By Jove, you know your stuff, don't you?
One endeavours to keep au courant in these matters, sir.
Well, old girl, did you find the ruddy gallery?
Yes, after taking us all over the house. She said she lost the influence for a while. Still not bad after 300 years.
What became of Bill?
He disappeared. Went to dress, I suppose.
What sort of state was he in?
Glassy-eyed and starting at sudden noises.
I've another theory. I now attribute his jitteriness to this job with the Agricultural Board. We fellows who aren't used to work have got to learn to husband our strength, if you know what I mean. Hello? Whom have we here?
Oh, are you Ellen?
Yes, m'lady. A gentleman's just come asking to see his lordship. Mr. Jeeves being busy in the dining room, I answered the door and showed him into the morning room.
Who is he?
Captain Biggar, m'lady.
Biggar? Reminds me of that game we used to play when we were kids, Moke. The Biggar family.
Yes, all right, Rory.
Which is bigger, Mr. Biggar or Mrs. Biggar?
Rory, really?
Mr. Biggar, because he's Father Biggar. That's good, isn't it? Which is bigger, Mr. Biggar or his old maid aunt?
You're not a child now, you know.
Can you tell me, Ellen?
No, sir.
Ah, perhaps Mrs. Spotsworth can.
I found Down the long gallery, Sir Roderick.
Oh, 3 rousing cheers. Do you know which is bigger, Mr. Biggar or his old maid aunt?
I beg your pardon?
Which is bigger, Mr. Biggar or his old maid aunt?
But I don't understand.
The old maid aunt, because whatever happens, she's always bigger.
Pay no attention to him. He's quite harmless. It's just that a Captain Biggar has called. That set him off. He'll be all right in a minute.
Captain Biggar?
There's another one, only it eludes me for the moment. Something about Mr. Biggar and his son.
Tell me, is he a gentleman with a rather red face?
He's a gentleman with a very red face.
How extraordinary.
You know him?
He's an old friend of mine. I knew him when... I don't, of course, believe in coincidence, but there's been some pretty adroit work going on in the spirit world. Monica, could you possibly invite him to stay?
Why, of course, Rosalinda. Any friend of yours? What a splendid idea.
Oh, thank you. Where is Captain Biggar?
In the morning room, madam.
Will you take me there at once? I must see him.
Yes, madam. This way.
Thank you.
Is this wise, Moke, old girl? Probably some frightful outsider.
He's a friend of Mrs. Spotsworth's. That's all that matters. Keep her sweet. Oh, Bill. Good news.
What?
Good God, Bill. Tail-coated, white-tied and white-waistcoated. You look like great lovers through the ages. And your hair gleams with strange unguents.
Well, I thought there's...
Oh, I get the idea. Impress Mrs. Spotsworth. Bring back memories of the old days at Cannes. But don't ever do it, old boy. If Jill finds out about you and the Spotsworth...
What the devil do you mean? My relations with Mrs. Spotsworth were pure to the last drop.
Of course, old boy.
Do you sell muzzles at Harridge's, Rory?
Muzzles? Oh, rather, in the cats, dogs and domestic pets.
I'm going to buy one for you. Bill, the most wonderful thing has happened. An old friend of Mrs. Spotsworth's has turned up, and I've invited him to stay.
An old friend?
Another old lover, one presumes.
Do stop it, Rory. Can't you understand what a marvellous thing this is, Bill? We've put her under an obligation. Think what a melting mood she'll be in after this.
Oh, Moke, you're superb. Who is the fellow?
His name's Biggar, Captain Biggar.
What? What? Captain Biggar.
Ha! Yes! Which is bigger, Mr. Biggar or Master Biggar? Master Biggar, because he's a little bigger. I knew I'd get it.
Nectarious gooseberry fool, Bill.
What? Oh, yes. Good old Mrs. Piggott.
Yeah.
You bet.
Anyway, gentlemen, we shall leave you now to your soothing masculine conversation. Come along, Rosalinda. Jill?
Allow
yes.
me, Mrs. Spotsworth. Ladies.
Well, thank you, Captain Biggar.
Rory, I'd be grateful if you didn't ask the captain if he goes in for racing at all.
What? Oh, right. A port, Captain Biggar?
Yes, all right.
Do you go in for racing at all, Captain?
What?
Ha! It's the Derby dinner tonight. I'll be watching it on the television in the library. All the top owners are coming on to say what they think of their chances tomorrow. Were you at the Oaks this afternoon, by any chance?
Ah, was I at the Oaks? Shansuak. Yes, sir, I was. And if ever a man got the ruddy sleeve across the ballywindpipe, it was me at Epsom this afternoon.
Had a bad day, did you?
Now, look here. Since I came back to the old country, I've got in with a pretty shrewd lot of chaps, fellows who know one end of a horse from the other. And today they advised a double. Lucy Glitters in the 2:30 and Whistler's mother for the Oaks. What happened? Lucy Glitters rolled in at 100 to 6 and Whistler's mother at 33 to 1.
You mean your double came off?
Yes, sir.
How much did you have on?
£5 on Lucy Glitters and all to come on Whistler's mother.
Good God, are you listening to this, Bill? You must have won a fortune.
£3,000.
Well,
Coffee, sir.
did you hear that, Jeeves? Oh, thanks. Captain Biggar won 3,000 quid on the Oaks. A consommé to be what-not, what?
Indeed, sir, a consummation devoutly to be wished.
Well, whatever.
£3,000 I won, and the bookie did a bolt.
No.
I assure you.
Well, skipped.
Exactly.
I never heard anything so monstrous. Did you ever hear anything so monstrous, Jeeves? Wasn't that the frozen limit, Bill?
Good heavens, Captain. What a terrible thing. Legged it, did he, this bookie?
Popped off like a jackrabbit, with me after him.
I don't wonder you're upset. Scoundrels like that ought not to be at large. What would Shakespeare have called him, Jeeves?
An arrant, rascally, beggarly, lousy knave, my lord.
Yes, the bard put these things so well, Jeeves. A cigar for Captain Biggar.
Thank you, no. I never smoke when I'm after big game.
Big game? Oh, I see. This bookie fellow. You're a white hunter, and now you're hunting white bookies. Rather good, that, Rory.
Dash good, old boy. And now may I get down? I want to watch the Derby dinner.
Oh, excellent idea. Let's all go and watch the Derby dinner. Come along, Captain.
Later. First, I want a word with you, Lord Rowcester.
Oh.
Leave it to you, then.
Certainly. Oh, stick around, Jeeves. Polish an ashtray or something. Well. Tell us more about this bookie of yours, Captain.
I only wish I could meet the rat in Kuala Lumpur. Do you know what happens to a Welsher in Kuala Lumpur, Lord Rowcester?
No, I don't believe I do. What does happen to a Welsher in Kuala Lumpur?
We give the blighter 3 days to pay up, then we call on him and give him a revolver.
You don't mean a loaded revolver?
Loaded in all 6 chambers. We look the louse in the eye, we leave the revolver on the table and go off without a word. He understands.
You mean he's expected to... Isn't that a bit drastic?
Code, sir. It's the code. Morale can crumble very easily out there. Drink, women, and unpaid gambling debts. Those are the steps down.
Gambling debts at the bottom. You hear that, Jeeves?
Yes, my lord.
We've got to set an example, we bearers of the white man's burden. A defaulter has his head cut off.
Well.
The head is then given to his principal creditor.
Oh, really?
And now, brass tacks, Lord Rowcester, about this bookie.
Ah, yes, this bookie.
I memorised the number of his car.
You did?
I then made inquiries of the police, and do you know what they told me? They said that car number, Lord Rowcester, was yours.
Mine?
Yours.
But how could it be mine?
This honest Patch Perkins, as he called himself, must have borrowed it, with or without your permission.
Incredulous.
Incredible, my lord.
Thank you, Jeeves. Incredible. How would I know any honest Patch Perkins?
You don't?
Never heard of him. What does he look like?
He's tall, but your height. Has a ginger moustache and a black patch over his left eye.
No, dash it, that's not possible. Oh, I see what you mean. A black patch over his left eye and a ginger moustache on the, upper lip. No, I thought for a moment...
And a check coat and a crimson tie with blue horseshoes on it.
Good heavens. He must look the most ghastly outsider, eh, Jeeves?
Certainly far from soigné, my lord.
Very far from soigné. Oh, by the way, Jeeves, that reminds me, Bertie Wooster told me that you once made some such remark to him, and it gave him the idea for a ballad to be entitled Way Down Upon the Soigné River. Anything ever come of it, do you know?
To hell with it. I'm talking about this bally bookie who was using your car today.
Look, my dear old pursuer of pumas and what have you, obviously what happened was that you got the wrong number, eh, Jeeves?
Yes, my lord.
Are you telling me that I don't know the number of a car that I followed all the way from Epsom Downs to South Boltonshire? It was used today by this honest Patch Perkins and his clerk, and I'm asking you if you lent it to him.
Would I lend my car to a chap in a check suit and a crimson tie, not to mention a black patch and a ginger moustache? The thing's not... what, Jeeves?
Feasible, my lord. Huh. Possibly the gentleman's eyesight needs attention.
Rubbish! I'm Bwana Biggar. I can stand without a tremor in the path of an onrushing rhino. My eyesight is superb.
Forgive me, sir, but I do not believe that rhinoceri are equipped with licence plates.
This bookie of yours, Captain, I believe that he'll pay you. I get the impression that he's simply trying to gain time.
I'll give him time.
Might I offer a suggestion, my lord?
Certainly, Jeeves. Offer several.
It has occurred to me that it is quite possible that this racecourse character may have substituted for his own licence plate a false one.
By Jove, Jeeves, you've hit it.
And that by some strange coincidence he selected the number of your lordship's car.
Exactly. That explains the whole thing, doesn't it, Captain? Of course it does. Jeeves, your bulging brain with its solid foundation of fish has solved what but for you would have remained one of those historic mysteries you read about.
I'm happy to have given satisfaction, my lord.
You always do, Jeeves. It's what makes you so generally esteemed.
Well, yes, I suppose that might have happened.
More port, Captain?
No, thank you.
Then shall we join the ladies?
I should first like to make a telephone call.
You can do it from the living room.
A private telephone call.
Oh, righto. Jeeves, conduct Captain Biggar to your pantry and unleash him on the instrument.
Very good, my lord. If you would care to follow me, sir.
Oh, hello there, darling. I feel like a shipwrecked mariner sighting a sail.
Oh?
Where is everybody?
Rory and Moke are in the library looking in at the Derby dinner.
And Mrs. Spotsworth?
Rosie has gone to the ruined chapel. I believe she's hoping to get a word with the ghost of Lady Agatha.
Rosie?
I think that is what you call her, is it not?
Why, yes.
And she calls you Billikin. Is she a very old friend?
No. I knew her. Slightly, at Cannes one summer.
From what I heard her saying at dinner about moonlight drives and bathing from the Eden Rock, I got the impression that you had been rather intimate.
Good heavens, no. She was just an acquaintance.
I see. Do you remember what I was saying about people not hiding things from each other if they're going to get married?
Yes, I remember that.
I told you about Percy, didn't I? And Charles, and Squiffy, and Tom, and Blotto. I never dreamed of concealing the fact that I had been engaged before I met you. So why did you hide this Spotsworth from me?
I didn't hide the Spotsworth from you. She just didn't happen to come up. Look, when you're sitting with a girl you love and whispering words of endearment, you can't suddenly say, "Oh, by the way, there was a woman I met in Cannes some years ago, on the subject of whom I would now like to say a few words. Let me tell you about the time we drove to Saint-Tropez."
In the moonlight?
Was it my fault there was a moon? I wasn't consulted. And as for bathing, you talk as if we had the ruddy rock to ourselves. It was far otherwise. The water was stiff with exiled Grand Dukes and dowagers of the most rigid respectability.
I still think it odd you never mentioned her.
No, I don't.
And I think it's still odder that when Jeeves told you this afternoon that a Mrs. Spotsworth was coming here, you just said, "Oh, or something as if you had never heard the name before.
When I knew her in Cannes, her name was Bessemer.
Bessemer?
Bessemer. I've still to learn how all this Spotsworth stuff arose.
Excuse me, my lord, if I may collect the coffee cups.
Yes, come on, Jeeves.
Well, I must be getting along.
You aren't leaving already.
Only to go home and get some things. Moke has asked me to stay the night.
Then full marks for the intelligent female.
You're sure I shan't be in the way?
Of course not.
I'll be back soon.
Women are odd, Jeeves.
Yes, my lord.
You can't tell what they mean when they say things, can you?
Very seldom, my lord.
You're sure I shan't be in the way? Was there a nasty tinkle in her voice when she said that? If no tinkle, fine. But if tinkle, things don't look so good. What's the use of being as pure as the driven snow, Jeeves? Or possibly purer, if girls are going to come tinkling at you?
Indeed, my lord.
The whole trouble with women, Jeeves, is that practically all of them are dotty. Look at Mrs. Spotsworth, wacky to the eyebrows, roosting in a ruined chapel in the hope of seeing Lady Agatha.
Mrs. Spotsworth is interested in spectres, my lord?
She eats them alive. Is that balanced behaviour?
Psychical research frequently has an appeal for the other sex, my lord. Thank you, my lord. Your ladyship?
Jeeves?
Ah!
Good heavens, Bill. Why the agony? What's up?
Nothing's up, confound it. Nothing. Nothing.
Well, there's no need to be stuffy about it.
Oh, I'm sorry, Moke, old thing. I've got a headache.
My poor lamb. What you need is fresh air.
Perhaps I do.
And pleasant society. Ma Spotsworth's in the ruined chapel. Pop along and have a chat with her.
What?
Now, don't be difficult, Bill. Draw her aside and switch on the charm. Have you forgotten what you said about cooing? If you want to sell the house, dash off this minute and coo as you have never cooed before.
Ha! You know, Moke, you're right. Yes, of course. Here I go. My place is at Mrs. Spotsworth's side. Pippity-pip.
I say, Moke, can you speak Spanish?
I don't know. I've never tried. I can speak French with both hands.
There's a Spaniard in there telling us about his horse in his native tongue. I would have been glad to hear his views. Anyway, I want to confer with you about old Bill. Are we alone and unobserved?
Unless there's someone hiding in that dower chest.
There's something up, old girl. Did you notice Bill at dinner? Every time he caught Biggar's eye, he quivered. For some reason, Biggar affects him like an egg whisk. Why? I don't like it, old thing.
Yes. When I told him a Captain Biggar had clocked in, he went a bit greenish.
Looks like this Biggar has got something at old Bill.
But what? Look, it's most likely it's because he's wondering if Mrs. Spotsworth is going to buy the house. In which connection, Rory, you old fathead, can't you do something to help the thing along? Ever since she arrived, you've been doing nothing but point out Roaster Abbey's defects. Be constructive.
I'll do my best, but I've very little raw material to work with.
Ow! Oh, Humba, Yawa Jinga!
Hello, Captain, is that you?
Hello. Pardon my Swahili. Oof,
Captain, have you hurt yourself?
A mere scratch, dear lady. In the darkness, I seem to have tripped over a flower pot. Whew. There you are.
Yes, here I am. I've been sitting out here enjoying the moonlight. I was keeping vigil in the ruined chapel, but I wearied of waiting for Lady Agatha to manifest herself. I'm afraid I am somewhat impatient. When in the mood for spectres, I want them hot off the griddle.
Quite. May I sit?
Of course. What a beautiful night it is.
Topo.
The moon, I always think a night when there's a full moon is so much nicer than a night when there's not a full moon.
Oh, rather.
Do you think the breeze is murmuring lullabies to the sleeping flowers?
I regret my inability to inform you on the point.
Oh, dear.
What's the matter?
I've dropped my pendant. The clasp is so loose.
Well, it must be on the ground somewhere. I'll have a look-see.
I wish you would. It's not valuable. I don't suppose it costs more than $10,000, but it has a sentimental interest. One of my husbands gave it to me. I never can remember which.
Ah, Missouri. Got it.
Oh, have you found it? Thank you ever so much. Will you put it on for me?
What? Oh, allow me. Oh, sorry. Beg your pardon. How does this... there.
Thank you.
It must be jolly to be rich enough to think $10,000 isn't anything to write home about.
Do you think that rich women are happy, Captain Biggar?
All those that I've met, and in my capacity as White Hunter I have met quite a number, seemed pretty bobbish.
They wore the mask.
Eh?
They smiled to hide the ache in their hearts.
Really?
Rich women are so lonely, Captain Biggar.
Are you lonely?
Very, very lonely.
Oh,
Yes?
No, nothing.
How strange our meeting again like this.
Very odd.
A whole world apart for years, and we meet again in an English inn.
It's quite a coincidence.
No, it was destined. Shall I tell you what brought you to that inn?
I wanted a spot of beer.
Fate. Destiny. I beg your pardon?
I was only saying that there is no beer like English beer.
The same fate and destiny that brought us together in Kenya. Do you remember?
Oh, rather.
I had the strangest feeling when I saw you that day on safari that we'd met before. In some previous existence. I seemed to see us in some dim, prehistoric age. We were clad in skins. You hit me over the head with your club and dragged me by my hair to your cave.
Oh, no, dash it, I wouldn't do a thing like that. Much as I...
You did it because you loved me, and I...
Hello. Is that you over there, Rosie? I've been looking for you everywhere. When I found you weren't at the ruined chapel, Oh. Hello, Biggar.
Hello. Yeah.
I say, Rosie, you're looking especially ring-a-ding in the moonlight.
Why, thank you, Billiken.
Hey, old Miss Wally. Excuse me. Ow!
Oh, what's got into him?
I really couldn't say, Billiken.
Anyway, I was looking for you to, coo. Coo, you really are Rosie. Reminds me of, yes, our nights on the beach at Cannes. And with regard to the Abbey, I can't think of anyone I'd rather have by it than my dear, sweet, Rosie. Coo.
Oh, the code, the blasted code. Urgh, curses syrup. Can't bear the woman I love subjected to his goo. Could breaking his spine in 3 places help? No. I've eaten his meat and drunk his drink, both excellent, especially the roast duck. Makes him immune to assault. No, the code is rigid on that point.
Oh, good gracious.
Oh, good evening, miss.
You seem upset, Captain Biggar. What's the matter? Have you been bitten by an alligator?
No alligators in England, except, of course, in zoos. No, I've been shocked to the very depths of my soul.
By a wombat?
There's no wombats either. No, what shocked me to the very depths was listening to a low-down, fortune-hunting English peer doing his stuff. Lord Rowcester, he calls himself. Lord Gigolo, I call him.
I don't understand. Do you mean that Lord Rowcester...
No, I must not divulge. One of the rules of my code is that a white man is obliged to shield young, innocent girls from the seamy side of life. So...
Tell me.
Oh, very well. He was making love to Mrs. Spotsworth in the moonlight.
What?
He was cooing to her like a turtle dove. After her money, of course, all the same, these effete aristocrats. You know, I remember...
Oh, out of my way!
I say, where are you going? Extraordinary.
Oh, Jeeves, will you bring me a flagon of strong drink? I am athirst.
I have the tray here, sir.
Oh, jolly good. Cheerio. Something for you, Captain?
Whisky. I need a restorative.
Whisky? Right. And for you, Mrs. Spotsworth?
Oh, nothing, thank you, Sir Roderick. On a night like this, moonlight is enough for me. Moonlight and your lovely garden, Billiken.
Oh, yes, nothing like a spot of moonlight, Rosie.
I'll tell you something about that garden. In the summer months...
That'll do, man of my dreams.
Ah! No, the garden's terrific. And furthermore, Rowcester Abbey contains many an objet d'art calculated to make the connoisseur sit up and say, "What-ho!" Cast an eye on that dour chest, Mrs. Spotsworth.
It's beautiful.
Yes, it is nice, isn't it? Very good, Rory. Of course, it's an heirloom and can't be sold.
Goes to the house.
It's full of the most wonderful old costumes.
Just go to the house, of course.
Would you like to look at them?
No. They're not in there.
Of course they are. They always have been. And I'm sure Rosalinda would enjoy seeing them.
I would indeed. Do open it, Monica.
I will. It isn't locked.
Jeeves.
My lord.
Brandy.
Here, my lord.
Here we are. Some of these costumes are... What? Well, for heaven's sake.
Good Lord, Bill, are these yours? Don't tell me you go around in a coat like that. At the time. Ye gods. You'd better drop in at Harridge's. See the chap in our haberdashery department. We've got a sale on.
Wait! Let me look at that. Give me the coat. What the devil's this? A black eye patch and a ginger moustache. Ha!
A little more brandy, my lord.
In part 1 of Ring for Jeeves by P.G. Wodehouse, Rory was played by Rufus Sewell, Monica by Joanne Whalley, Rosie by Glenne Headly, and Captain Biggar by Ian Ogilvy. Bill was played by Jamie Bamber and Jeeves by Martin Jarvis. Jill Wyvern, Maura Quirk. Ellen, Daisy Hayden, and the racing commentator Matthew Wolfe. Ring for Jeeves was dramatised by Archie Scotney, directed by Rosalind Ayres, and is a Jarvis and Ayres production for BBC Radio 4. Ring for Jeeves by P.G. Wodehouse, dramatised by Archie Scotney, starring Joanne Whalley, Rufus Sewell, Glenne Headly and Ian Ogilvy, with Jamie Bamber as Lord Rowcester and Martin Jarvis as Jeeves.
So?
Your brandy, my lord.
Thanks, Jeeves. So, what? I say, where have they all gone? Oh, you stay, Jeeves.
Certainly, my lord.
So, Lord Rowcester, you are honest Patch Perkins.
Am I?
Isn't this your eye patch? Isn't that your confounded ginger moustache? And do you think I didn't recognise that coat and tie?
Captain Biggar, I owe you an explanation.
You owe me £3,005, 2 and 6.
Forgive me, Captain Biggar, but his lordship arrived on Epsom Downs this afternoon with the best intentions. He could hardly have been expected to foresee that two such meagerly favoured animals as Lucy Glitters in the 2:30 and Whistler's mother in the Oaks would have emerged triumphant. His lordship is not clairvoyant.
He could have laid the bets off.
In fact, I urged his lordship to do so, but...
You?
I was officiating as his lordship's clerk.
What? You weren't the chap with the pink moustache?
I would describe it as russet rather than pink, sir.
So when he goes to prison, you'll go with him?
Jeeves.
All right, let's get down to it. Properly speaking, I ought to charge this gumboil for...
The name is Lord Rowcester,
No, it's
sir.
not. It's Patch Perkins. I ought to charge you, Perkins, you slinking reptile, for petrol, car repairs and 2 beers at the Goose and Gherkin. I'm no hog. I'll settle for £3,005, 2 and 6. Write me a cheque.
How can I write you a cheque?
You have a pen, have you not?
What his lordship is striving to express, sir, is that such a cheque would not be honoured.
Exactly. It would bounce like a dervish. I haven't a bean.
You mean you own a place like this and can't write a cheque for £3,000?
A house such as Rowcester Abbey, sir, in these days, is a liability. Socialistic legislation has sadly depleted the resources of England's hereditary aristocracy. We are living now in what is known as the welfare state, which means, broadly, that everybody is completely destitute.
I must have the money, and before noon tomorrow. Listen, I'll let you in on something. And if you breathe a word to a soul, I'll rip you both asunder with my bare hands. Is that understood?
Most straightforward, my lord.
Carry on, Captain.
Well, you remember that telephone call I made after dinner? It was to those pals of mine, the chaps who gave me my winning double this afternoon. I was anxious to know if it was all settled. We have an enterprise of,
Great pith and moment, sir.
Right. These chaps have a big SP job on for the Derby tomorrow. It's the biggest cert in the history of the race, the Irish horse Ballymore.
Oh, not generally fancied, sir.
Well, Lucy Glitters and Whistler's mother weren't generally fancied, were they? Ballymore's a long-priced outsider. He's been kept darker than a black cat on a moonless night, but he's had 2 secret gallops over the Epsom course and broken the record both times.
You're sure of that?
I watched the animal run with my own eyes, and all you see is a sort of brown blur. We're putting our money on at the last moment, carefully distributed among a dozen different bookies, and now you're telling me I shan't have any money to put on?
Look here, old chap. Your agony touches me, and while I don't think we could ever form one of those beautiful friendships that existed between David and Jonathan or Swan and Edgar, I can sympathise with your anguish. But I'm afraid the best I can manage is a series of monthly payments starting, say, about 6 weeks from now.
Well, that won't do me any good.
But nor me. It'll knock the stuffing out of my budget. Farewell, a long farewell to... what, Jeeves?
To all your greatness, my lord. This is the state of man. Today he puts forth the tender leaves of hope. Tomorrow blossoms...
Thank you, Jeeves.
Yeah, not at all, my lord.
To start with, you'll have to go, you know. I can't possibly pay your salary.
I should be delighted to serve your lordship without emolument.
That's dashed good of you, Jeeves, but how could I keep you in fish?
Yeah, I've got to have that money. Why can't he borrow it?
Who from? It can't be done. I'm sorry.
You'll be sorrier when you and this precious clerk of yours are standing in the dock at the Old Bailey.
Oh, dash it. One doesn't want unpleasantness.
What one wants and what one is going to get are 2 different things. Out of my way. I want some air.
We're in the soup, Jeeves. He wants his pound of flesh.
Yes, my lord.
And we haven't any flesh.
No, my lord.
He's a tough egg, that Biggar. Did you notice the way he tucked into the roast duck at dinner? A man without ruth or pity.
Unquestionably lacking in the softer emotions, my lord.
There's a word that just describes him. Begins with a V. Not vapid, not vermicelli. Vindictive. The chap's vindictive. What good will it do him to ruin me?
Well, no doubt he will derive a certain moody satisfaction from it, my lord.
I suppose there is really nobody one could borrow a bit of cash from. How about that financier fellow, who lives out Ditchingham way, so somebody's something...
Sir Oscar Wapple, my lord. He shot himself last Friday.
Oh, then we won't bother him.
It occurred to me, my lord, that were we to possess ourselves of Captain Biggar's ticket...
Ticket? What ticket? You speak as if this were a railway station.
The ticket which I handed to the gentleman as a record of his wager on Lucy Glitters and Whistler's mother, my lord.
Oh, you mean his ticket?
Precisely, my lord. It must still be on his person. It is the only evidence of the wager. Once we had deprived him of it, your lordship would be in a position to make payment at your lordship's leisure.
I see. So we get the ticket from him, do we?
Yes, my lord.
May I say one word, Jeeves?
Oh, certainly, my lord.
How?
By what I might describe as direct action, my lord.
Scrag him? Choke it out of him?
Your lordship has interpreted my meaning exactly.
But, Jeeves, have you seen him? That bulging chest, those rippling muscles.
I agree that Captain Biggar is well nourished, my lord, but we would have the advantage of surprise. He has gone out into the garden. When he returns, one may assume that it will be by way of the French window. If I draw the curtains, it will be necessary for him to enter through them. We will see him fumbling, and in that moment a sharp tug will cause the curtains to descend, enmeshing him, as it were.
By Jove, Jeeves! You think it would work?
Unquestionably, my lord. The method is that of the Roman retiarius, with whose technique your lordship is no doubt familiar.
Oh, the bird who fought with net and trident!
Precisely, my lord. So, if your lordship approves...
You bet I approve.
Then, excuse me, Lord, I will draw the curtains so, and so, and we will take up our stations on either side of them.
It's in the bag, Jeeves. And if he yells, we will stifle his cries with the, what do you call this stuff?
Velour, my lord.
We will stifle his cries with the velour, and while he's grovelling on the ground, I shall get a chance to give him a good kick in the tailpiece.
There is that added attraction, my lord.
Ha! Right. This is rather like waiting for 0 hour, isn't it?
The sensation is not dissimilar, my lord.
Should be coming soon.
Yes, my lord.
On your toes, Jeeves.
Yes, my lord.
All set?
Yes, my lord.
I want another word with you two.
What? Jeeves, what?
Indeed, my lord, it is disconcerting when you are expecting a man from the northeast to have him suddenly bark at you from the southwest.
Especially if he does so in a manner that recalls feeding time in a dog hospital.
Shut up and listen. Right, I've got it all taped out now. Came to me quick as a flash. I said to myself, the pendant.
The pendant?
Mrs. Spotsworth is wearing a diamond pendant, my lord. It is to this, no doubt, that the gentleman alludes.
But why does he allude to it, Jeeves?
That one is disposed to imagine, my lord. One will ascertain when the gentleman has resumed his remarks.
Well, if you say so. But it seems what's the expression you're always using?
Remote contingency, my lord.
That's right. It seems a very remote contingency.
If you have quite finished babbling, Pat Roaster.
Was I babbling?
Certainly you were babbling. You were babbling like a well, whatever the dash things are that babble.
The Brooks are sometimes described as doing so, sir. In his widely read poem of that name, the late Lord Tennyson writes, "O brook, O babbling brook," and later describes the rivulet, speaking in its own person, "I chatter over stony ways in little sharps and trebles. I bubble into eddying bays. I babble on the pebbles."
Hop, come over the late Lord Tennyson. What I'm interested in is the pendant.
Are you going to explain?
I am. It's worth close on 3,000 quid, and you are going to pinch it, Pat Roaster.
Pinch it?
This very night.
What? Are you seriously suggesting that I rob one of my guests?
Well, I'm one of your guests. You robbed me.
Only temporarily.
You'll be robbing Mrs. Spotsworth only temporarily. I shouldn't have used the word pinch. All I want you to do is borrow that pendant till tomorrow afternoon, when it will be returned.
Jeeves, can you make any sense of what this rhinoceros biffer is saying?
Yes, my lord. Captain Biggar is urgently in need of money with which to back the horse Ballymore in tomorrow's derby, and his proposal is that the pendant shall be abstracted and pawned, and the proceeds employed for that purpose. Yes, sir?
Correct.
At the conclusion of the race, one presumes, the object in question would be redeemed, brought back to the house, discovered, possibly by myself, in some spot where the lady might be supposed to have dropped it, and duly returned to her. Do I err in advancing this theory, sir?
You do not.
Could one be certain beyond doubt, sir, that Ballymore will win?
He'll win, all right. I told you he's twice broken the course record.
Then I must confess, my lord, I see little or no objection to the scheme.
I still call it stealing.
It's not, and I'll tell you why. In a way, you might say that that pendant was really mine.
Really? What was that last word?
Mine. Yes, I actually won it. Do either of you chaps know the Long Bar in Shanghai? No? Well, I got into a little gambling game there one time, and I won it. Chap called Bimbo Sycamore couldn't pay up, so he handed over his wife's pendant. It was the pendant which you've seen tonight on the neck, the Zurigari neck, on the beautiful neck of Mrs. Spotsworth.
But how did Mrs. Spotsworth get it?
I gave it her.
You gave it her?
I'd received many kindnesses from Mrs. Spotsworth and her husband. Poor chap was killed by a lion on safari, and what was left of him was shipped off to Nairobi. When Mrs. Spotsworth was leaving our camp, I thought it'd be a civil thing to give her something as a memento, so I lugged out the pendant, asked her if she'd care to have it. She said she would, so I slipped it to her. That's what I meant when I said the bally thing was really mine.
Well, this puts a different complexion on things, Jeeves.
Distinctly, my lord.
After all, he merely wants to borrow it for an hour or two.
Precisely, my lord.
All right, Captain, I'll have a shot.
Stout fellow.
Let's hope it comes off.
It'll come off all right. The clasp is loose.
I meant I hope nothing would go wrong.
Go wrong? What can possibly go wrong? You'll be able to think of 100 ways of getting the dash thing. Two brainy fellows like you. Well, I'm going to do my exercises. Yoga. And with it, of course, communion with the Jivatma.
Jivatma?
His soul, my lord.
Ah. The room seems very still, Jeeves. As rooms tend to when Captain Biggar goes out of them.
Indeed, my lord.
So, let us review the position of affairs. The task confronting me is somehow to detach the pendant from Mrs. Spotsworth and nip away with it unobserved. Any suggestions?
I would be inclined to say, my lord, that the best results would probably be obtained from what I might term the spider sequence.
I don't get you, Jeeves.
If I might explain, my lord. Your lordship will be joining the lady in the garden?
Probably on a rustic seat.
If shortly after entering into conversation with Mrs. Spotsworth, your lordship were to affect to observe a spider on her hair, the spider sequence would follow as doth the night the day. It would be natural for your lordship to offer to brush the insect off. This would enable your lordship to operate with your lordship's fingers in the neighbourhood of the lady's neck. And if the clasp, as Captain Biggar assures us, is loose, it will be a simple matter to unfasten the pendant and cause it to fall to the ground. Do I make myself clear, my lord?
Yes, but wouldn't she pick it up?
No, my lord, because in actual fact it would be in your lordship's pocket. Your lordship would institute a search in the surrounding grass, but without avail, and the object would finally be discovered late tomorrow evening.
After Biggar gets back?
Precisely, my lord.
Nestling under a bush?
Or on the turf, some little distance away. It had rolled.
Do pendants roll?
This pendant would have done so, my lord.
Not a bad scheme at all.
And if your lordship is experiencing any uneasiness at the thought of opening cold, as the theatrical expression is, I would suggest our having a quick run-through.
A rehearsal, you mean?
Precisely, my lord. A rustic seat, your lordship said.
That's where she was last time.
Scene, a rustic seat. Time, a night in summer. Discovered at rise, Mrs. Spotsworth. Enter Lord Rowcester. I will portray Mrs. Spotsworth, my lord. We open with a few lines of dialogue to establish atmosphere, then bridge into the spider sequence. Your lordship speaks.
Tell me, Rosie, are you afraid of spiders?
Why does your lordship ask?
There's rather an outsized specimen crawling on the back of your hair. What on earth did you do that for?
Merely to add verisimilitude, my lord. I supposed that was how the lady would be inclined to react on receipt of such a piece of information. If your lordship would be good enough to throw me the line once more.
There's rather an outsized specimen crawling on the back of your hair.
I would be grateful if your lordship would be so kind as to knock it off.
I can't see it now. Ah, there it goes, on your neck.
And that is the cue for business, my lord. Your lordship will admit that it is really quite simple.
I suppose it is. But I'm still nervous.
Inevitable on the eve of an opening performance, my lord. Now, I think your lordship should be starting as soon as possible. Our arrangements have been made with a view to a garden set, and it would be disconcerting were Mrs. Spotsworth to return to the house, compelling your lordship to adapt your technique to an interior.
I see what you mean. Righto, Jeeves. Goodbye.
Goodbye, my lord.
If anything goes wrong, you'll write to me in Dartmoor occasionally, Jeeves. Just a chatty letter from time to time giving me the latest news from the outer world.
Certainly, my lord.
Still, we hope it won't come to that.
Yes, my lord.
Yes. Well, goodbye once again, Jeeves.
Goodbye, my lord.
It is a far, far better thing.
Oh, Jeeves, have you seen Lord Rowcester?
His lordship stepped into the garden a few minutes ago, miss.
Where are the others?
Sir Roderick and her ladyship are still in the library, miss.
And Mrs. Spotsworth?
She stepped into the garden shortly before his lordship.
Oh, did she? I see. Thank you, Jeeves. Right. I'm thinking the worst, you know.
Pale hands I loved beside the Shalimar, where are you now who lies beneath a spell? Jambo, Jeeves. Yeah, when it's time for action, you'll always catch a white hunter at his best. Where's Patch Roaster?
His lordship is in the garden, sir.
With Mrs. Spotsworth?
Yes, sir, putting his fate to the test.
You thought of something, then?
Yes, sir, the spider sequence.
Spider sequence, eh? Ah, something tells me you do well out east, my man.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, it's just the sort of fellow we want in Kuala Lumpur. A chap who can use his brains. Let me tell you of something that happened to Tubby and me one day when
Jeeves?
My lord?
Well?
Jeeves, that spider sequence.
Yes, my lord?
I tried it.
Yes, my lord?
I detached the pendant.
Yes, my lord.
Captain Biggar was right. The clasp was loose. It came off.
A jabu bora! Give it here!
I haven't got it. It slipped out of my hand.
And fell?
And fell.
You mean it's lying in the grass?
No. It went down the front of Mrs. Spotsworth's dress. It's now somewhere in the recesses of her costume.
Most disturbing, my lord.
Custard jabu!
Yes. You don't happen to have any little-known Asiatic poison on you, do you, Jeeves?
No, my lord.
A pity. I could have used it.
Yajawinga! But wait a moment. Fricassee me with stewed mushrooms on the side. I've got it. I see what you must do.
Do? Me?
You can dance, can't you?
Dance?
Preferably the Charleston. That's all I'm asking of you. A few simple steps of the Charleston.
I don't believe this. Here I am, in the soup and going down for the third time, and you're inviting me to dance.
Yes, and I'll tell you why. Painful as it'll be for me to observe, I am convinced that if Patch Roaster here were to dance the Charleston with Mrs. Spotsworth, we'd rout that pendant out before the band had played a dozen bars. We shall need music. Ah, gramophone in the corner. Excellent. Do you grasp the scheme?
Perfectly, sir. His lordship dances with Mrs. Spotsworth, and in due course the pendant droppeth as the gentle rain from heaven upon the place beneath.
Exactly. What do you think?
What does your lordship think?
Eh? About what?
Captain Biggar's suggestion, my lord, is that if your lordship infuses sufficient vigour into the steps, it will result in the pendant becoming dislodged and falling to the ground, whence it can readily be recovered and placed in your lordship's pocket.
Oh! Brilliant! Lead me to her, and leave the rest to me.
It will not be necessary. She is nigh, my lord.
Oh, jolly good. Rosie, shall we dance?
Billiken, my God, you want to dance?
Yes, Rosie, with you. It'll be like the old days at Cannes.
Oh, how well I remember those days. Oh, hello again, Captain Biggar. Lord Rowcester dances so wonderfully. I love dancing. The one unpunished rapture left on earth.
What ho! The old Charleston, do you remember it?
You bet I do.
Put a Charleston record on the gramophone, Jeeves.
Very good, my lord.
Excuse me.
Captain, where are you going? Wouldn't you like to see me dance the Charleston with Billiken?
Here we go, Rosie.
Take it away, Billiken.
Rosie.
Hakuna Asante. I need some air. Asante.
I say, Rosie.
Good heavens!
The old boy cuts quite a rug, does he not? Come, girl, let us join the revels. Joy the unconfined, what?
My goodness, Rosie.
What on earth?
Oh, Jill, come on. Won't you join the fun?
Come on, Jill!
Not likely. Bill's just a libertine. His correspondence course could be taken with advantage by Casanova. Good night.
Whee! When I dance, I don't know I've got feet.
You danced with Rory, you know. Ooh, it's the way he jumps on and off that gets you down. Ow! Ouch!
Oh, this is wonderful. Ouch! Oh, I've twisted something.
I'm not surprised.
Oh, gee. I hope it's just a twist and not my sciatica come back. I suffer so terribly from sciatica, especially if I'm in a place that's at all damp.
Hello? What's this on the floor? Isn't this pendant yours, Mrs. Spotsworth?
Oh, thank you. Yes, it's mine. It must have... Ouch. Oh.
You must get straight to bed, Rosalinda.
Oh, I guess I should.
With a nice hot water bottle.
Yes.
Rory and I will help you upstairs.
Charles, please take my arm, Mrs. Spotsworth.
Thank you. Oh, I'm so sorry to break up the party.
Now come.
Ow. Oh.
Turn that bally music off, Jeeves.
Certainly, my lord.
Jeeves, we're sunk. She's gone to ground.
Yes, my lord.
Accompanied by the pendant. Any suggestions?
Not at the moment, my lord.
Do you know what I'm going to do?
No, my lord.
Go to bed, Jeeves, to try to sleep and forget. Not that I have the remotest chance of getting to sleep, with every nerve in my body sticking out a couple of inches and curling at the ends.
Possibly, if your lordship were to count sheep...
You think that would work?
It is a widely recognised specific, my lord.
Well, no harm trying it. Good night, Jeeves.
Good night, my lord.
822, 823, 800 and... What?
Your lordship will excuse me. I would not have disturbed your lordship had I not, listening at the door, gathered from your lordship's remarks that the stratagem for sleep which I proposed had proved unsuccessful.
No, it hasn't worked yet. But come in, Jeeves. I'm glad to see anything that's not a sheep. They've all got such vacuous expressions on their silly faces. I say, don't tell me you've thought of something.
Yes, my lord, I fancy I have found a solution.
Jeeves, you're a marvel.
Thank you, my lord.
So, what's the scheme?
Excuse me, my lord. I'm reluctant to take what is possibly a liberty on my part.
Carry on, Jeeves. What's biting you?
Your pyjamas, my lord. Had I been aware that your lordship was in the habit of sleeping in mauve pyjamas, I would have advised against it. Mauve does not become your lordship.
What? How have we got onto the subject of pyjamas?
They thrust themselves on the notice, my lord. That very aggressive chromism. If your lordship would substitute a quiet blue, or possibly a light pistachio green...
Jeeves, this is no time to be prattling of pyjamas.
Very good, my lord.
Anyway, I rather fancy myself in mauve. However, if you really have something to suggest that will bring home the bacon, you may take these mauve pyjamas, raise them to the ground, and sow salt on the foundations.
Thank you very much, my lord.
Now, what is this scheme of yours?
A quite simple one, my lord.
Has it occurred to your lordship what is Mrs. Spotsworth's principal interest, the thing uppermost in the lady's mind?
The Charleston?
No, my lord, psychical research. Since her arrival at the Abbey, she has not ceased to express a hope that she may be granted the experience of seeing the spectre of Lady Agatha.
No, Jeeves, I won't do it.
Lord?
I see where you're heading. You want me to dress up in a farthingale and wimple and sneak into Mrs. Spotsworth's room. And when she sees me, she'll say, "Ah, the ghost of Lady Agatha." It can't be done, Jeeves. Nothing will induce me to dress up in women's clothes.
Your lordship has not, if I may say so, grasped the substance of the plan. The essential at which one aims is the inducing of Mrs. Spotsworth to leave her room, thus rendering it possible for your lordship to enter and secure the pendant. I propose now, with your lordship's approval, to knock on Mrs. Spotsworth's door and request the loan of a bottle of smelling salts.
Eh?
Smelling salts, my lord. I will explain that I required them in order to restore your lordship to consciousness.
Restore me to consciousness?
Precisely, my lord. Your lordship has sustained a severe shock. Happening to be in the vicinity of the ruined chapel, your lordship observed the wraith of Lady Agatha and was much overcome. I found your lordship back in your own room in what appeared to be a coma, and immediately applied to Mrs. Spotsworth for the loan of her smelling salts.
But I still don't get the gist, Jeeves.
The thought I had in mind was that, learning that Lady Agatha was, if I may so term it, on the wing, Mrs. Spotsworth's immediate reaction would be an intense desire to hasten to the ruined chapel in order to observe the manifestation for herself. I would offer to escort her thither, and during her absence...
Jeeves! You're a fish-fed mastermind.
The smelling salts, my lord, if your lordship will excuse me. Everything has gone according to plan, my lord. The lady assures me it will take her but a brief time to step into a dressing gown. I am to return in a moment and accompany her to the scene of the manifestation. I will leave this door open a few inches so that your lordship may be able to see us depart. I would advocate instant action, for I need scarcely remind your lordship that time is...
Of the essence? No, you certainly don't have to tell me that.
No, my lord. On the dressing table in Mrs. Spotsworth's room, I observed a small jewel case, which I have no doubt contains the pendant.
Right. 998, 999, 1,000.
My lord. My lord?
Huh? What? Ah. Oh, all is well, Jeeves. I extracted the pendant, and it now resides beneath my pillow. I shall pass it to Captain Biggar at dawn's early light.
Congratulations, my lord.
I say, Jeeves, what's that you've got?
I encountered Miss Wyvern in the corridor a few moments ago, my lord. She desired me to inform you she will be returning to her own home in the morning, and she was insistent that I give you this.
What is it?
Your ring, my lord.
Good morning, Father. You may as well know it. I am not going to marry Lord Rowcester.
Yes, you are. It was in the Times. I saw it with my own eyes. The engagement is announced between...
I've broken off the engagement. I am never going to speak to Lord Rowcester again.
Don't be an ass, of course you are. I suppose you had one of these lovers' tiffs.
It was not a lover's tiff. I broke it off because of the abominable way he has been behaving with Mrs. Spotsworth.
Spotsworth? What, the American woman you were telling me about?
The American trollop.
Trollop?
That's what I said.
Why did you call her that? Did you catch them, trolloping?
Yes, I did.
Good gracious.
It all seems to have started in Cannes some years ago. Apparently she and Lord Rowcester used to swim together and go for long drives in the moonlight. You know what that sort of thing leads to.
I do indeed. I remember when I was in Sidi Barani.
She arrived at the Abbey yesterday, and no sooner had she appeared than Bill was all over her, making love to her in the garden, dancing with her like a cat on hot bricks, and coming out of her room at 2 o'clock in the morning in mauve pyjamas.
What? Coming out of her room in mauve pyjamas?
Yes, bright mauve.
Mauve? God bless my soul. Wait a moment. Bustard! Bustard, I say! Bring me my horsewhip.
Colonel, sir. I'm sorry, sir, but...
What? Did you hear what I said?
Yes, sir, but... I'm sorry, sir, but your horsewhip's like Gone.
Gone? What do you mean gone? Gone where?
To the menders, sir.
Menders?
To be mended. It got cracked.
Cracked?
Yes, I was cracking it in the stable yard, sir, and it cracked. So I took it to the menders.
What? Get out, you foul blot. I'll talk to you later.
Yes, Colonel. Sorry, Colonel. Sorry, sir.
Cracked, eh? I'll have to borrow young Roaster's. Infernally awkward calling on a fellow you're going to horsewhip and having to ask him for the loan of his horsewhip to do it with. Still, that's how it goes.
Well, the derby runs in less than an hour. We must decide how our wages should be placed.
What does the racing news say, Rory?
No, not a rot. There's nothing in sight to beat Taj Mahal.
Well, here's another hunch for you. Escalator.
Escalator?
Wasn't Harridge's the first store to have escalators?
By Jove, yes. The Oxford Street boys are livid. I must look into this escalator.
I suppose you think we're crazy, Rosalinda.
Course not, my dear. Is it the Derby that you're so interested in?
Just our silly little annual flutter. We don't bet high, have to watch the pennies.
Rigidly. I say, I was just thinking that the smart thing for me to have done would have been to stick to that pendant of yours I picked up last night and pawn it, thus raising a bit of... Yes, something?
I didn't speak.
I thought you did.
No, just a hiccup.
Well, anyway, summing up, Taj Mahal, £2, escalator, 10 bob each way. But wait, is it not rash to commit oneself without consulting Jeeves?
Good thinking. Come on, Rory, let's confer with him at once.
Racing, you old girl.
Rosie, that pendant of yours, the one Rory was speaking of, I was admiring it last night.
It's nice, isn't it?
Beautiful. You didn't have it at Cannes, did you?
No, I hadn't met Mr. Spotsworth then. It was a present from him.
A present from Mr. Spotsworth?
It's too funny. I was talking to Captain Biggar about it last night. By the way, where is the captain? I haven't seen him all morning. Maybe he's hiding from me. I believe he's just a little jealous of you, Billiken.
Well, he certainly seems to have made himself scarce.
Anyway, I told him one of my husbands gave it to me, but I couldn't remember which. It was Mr. Spotsworth, of course. So silly of me to have forgotten.
Are you sure?
Oh, absolutely.
I wonder if you'd excuse me. I have to see Jeeves about something.
Well, ring for Jeeves.
No, I'll go and see him in his pantry. He keeps a fine port there with an especially vibrant nose.
So, Jeeves, what do you think of Taj Mahal for this afternoon's Beano at Epsom? I thought of slapping my £2 on its nose.
And Moke the second, that's my fancy.
I see no objection to a small wager, sir, nor on yours, milady. But it might be advisable, if funds are sufficient, to endeavour to save your stake by means of a bet each way on some other horse.
Rory thought of escalator. I'm hesitating.
Has your ladyship considered the Irish horse Ballymore?
Oh, Jeeves, for heaven's sake. None of the nibs even mention it.
Very good, milady. Would there be anything further?
One thing. What was all that Mrs. Spotsworth was saying at lunch about you and her bowling off together in the small hours to the ruined chapel?
Oh, yes, milady. Mrs. Spotsworth desired me to escort her there. She was hoping to see the wraith of Lady Agatha.
Any luck?
No, milady.
She says Bill saw the old girl.
Yes, milady.
So that's why he's looking like a piece of cheese today. Must have scared it stiff.
Oh, I fancy, Sir Roderick, any resemblance between his lordship and a portion of cheese is occasioned more by his lordship's matrimonial plans having been cancelled than by any manifestation from the spirit world.
You don't mean Bill's engagement is off?
Yes, milady. Miss Wyvern handed me the ring in person to return to his lordship.
Poor old Bill. The heart bleeds.
I say, Jeeves, bung me some port.
Certainly.
Oh, Bill, old boy, we've just heard that Jill has returned you to store, correct?
Cheerio.
See, it is. Bad luck. But don't be too depressed. A bachelor's life is the only happy one, old man. When it comes to love, there's a lot to be said for the à la carte, as opposed to the table d'hôte.
Jeeves?
Milady?
What was the name of the woman who drove a spike into her husband's head?
I fancy your ladyship is thinking of the story of Jael. But she and the gentleman into whose head she drove the spike were not married, merely good friends.
Still, her ideas were basically sound.
It was generally considered so in her circle, milady.
Have you a medium-sized spike, Jeeves? No? I must look in at the ironmonger's. Well, goodbye, table d'hôte.
She's miffed. So only trying to cheer you up, Bill. I say, where can I get some flowers? Would there be flowers in the garden, Jeeves?
In some profusion, Sir Roderick.
Well, that's a thing you'll find it useful to remember, Bill, if ever you get married. When the gentler sex get miffed, flowers will bring them round every time. Tickety-tock.
Your lordship wished to see me about something?
Jeeves, I hardly know how to begin. By the way, have you an aspirin about you?
Certainly, my lord. I have just been taking one myself. Lord?
Thank you, Jeeves. Don't slam the lid.
No, my lord.
And now, Jeeves, to tell you all. You see, the pendant was never Biggar's for a moment. So you see, Jeeves, I have been played up and made a sucker of.
Most disturbing, my lord.
What are those things people get used as?
Cat's paws, my lord?
Yes. This blighted Biggar has used me as a cat's paw. I pinched the pendant, swallowing that whole story about it practically belonging to him, and he only wanted to borrow it for a few hours, and off he went to London with it, and I don't suppose we shall ever see him again. You wouldn't care to kick me, Jeeves?
No, my lord.
Well, there it is. I allowed myself to be used as a cat's paw, thus rendering myself liable to an extended sojourn in the cooler. Unless...
May I point out, my lord, that there is no likelihood of your becoming suspect of the theft of Mrs. Spotsworth's ornament. It has disappeared. Captain Biggar has disappeared. The authorities will automatically credit him with the crime.
Ah, but you overlooked something, Jeeves.
My lord?
The honour of the Roasters. Under my own roof, leaky but still a roof, I have swiped a valuable pendant from a guest. How am I to reimburse the Spotsworth?
My lord, I believe restitution can readily be made if the lady can be persuaded to purchase Rowcester Abbey.
Great Scott, Jeeves! In the rush and swirl of recent events, I had forgotten all about selling the house, of course. That would fix up everything, wouldn't it?
Unquestionably, my lord. Might I suggest that your lordship now withdraw to the library and obtain material for a sales talk by skimming through the advertisements in Country Life? The language is extremely persuasive.
Yes, I know the sort of thing. I'll bone up.
Would it assist your lordship if I were to bring a small bottle of champagne to the library?
You think of everything, Jeeves.
Oh, hello, Jeeves.
Oh, good afternoon, miss. You will find his lordship in the library.
No, I won't. I haven't the slightest wish to speak to Lord Rowcester. I want you to give him a message, though he doesn't deserve it.
Very good, miss.
Please warn him that my father is coming here to borrow his horsewhip to horsewhip him with.
And if his lordship should express curiosity as to the reason for Colonel Wyvern's annoyance?
You may say it's because I told my father about what happened last night, or at 2 o'clock in the morning, to be absolutely accurate. He'll understand.
At 2 o'clock this morning, miss. That would have been at about the hour when I was escorting Mrs. Spotsworth to the ruined chapel. The lady had expressed a wish to establish contact with the apparition of Lady Agatha, the wife of Sir Caradoc the Crusader. She is reputed to haunt the ruined chapel.
What? What did you say? Oh, Jeeves! Jeeves!
Permit me, miss. Drink this, miss.
Oh. Jeeves, this is a matter of life and death. At 2 o'clock this morning, I saw Lord Rowcester coming out of Mrs. Spotsworth's room looking perfectly frightful in mauve pyjamas. Are you telling me that Mrs. Spotsworth was not there?
She was with me in the ruined chapel, miss.
Then what was Lord Rowcester doing in her room?
Purloining the lady's pendant, miss.
Purloining Mrs. Spotsworth's pendant?
Yes, miss. Would it interest you to hear the inside history of his lordship's recent activities?
Yes, Jeeves, it would.
It was for love of you, miss, that his lordship became a silver ring bookmaker.
What?
And to conclude, miss, Captain Biggar has taken the pendant to London with the purpose of pawning it and investing the proceeds on the Irish horse Ballymore in the Derby. As regards his lordship's mauve pyjamas...
Thank you, Jeeves, but I must speak to him. Bill! Bill! Bill!
Hello.
Oh, Bill! Jeeves has told me everything.
What? When you say everything, did you mean everything?
Yes, my lord, I deemed it advisable.
I know all about Honest Patch Perkins and Captain Biggar and Whistler's mother and Mrs. Spotsworth and the pendant.
And you really mean... give me that champagne. You really mean that you don't recoil from me in horror?
Do I look as if I were recoiling from you in horror?
Well, no. But you might just as well, because I don't see how the dickens we're ever going to get married. I haven't a bean, and I've somehow got to pay Mrs. Spotsworth for her pendant. Noblesse oblige, if you follow my drift. So, if I don't sell her the house...
Of course you'll sell her the house.
Well, I'm all full of that country life stuff, but if she doesn't come soon, it will evaporate.
Excuse me, my lord. Mrs. Spotsworth and her ladyship are about to enter through the French window.
Ah, yes.
Good heavens. Jill, what's happening?
Oh, it's all right. There's been a change in the situation. Sweetheart still.
Well, that's fine. I've been showing Rosalind around the place.
With its avenues of historic oaks, its tumbling streams alive with trout and tench, and its breathtaking vistas lined with flowering shrubs. How did you like it?
It's wonderful. I can't understand how you can bring yourself to part with it, Billiken.
Am I going to part with it?
You certainly are. This is the house of my dreams. How much do you want for it? Lock, stock, and barrel.
What? You've taken my breath away.
I'll tell you what, let's do. Suppose I pay you a deposit of $2,000, and we can decide on the purchase price later.
You couldn't make it 3,000.
Sure. There's just one thing, though, before I sign on the dotted line. This place doesn't get damp, does it?
Get damp? Why, of course not.
You sure?
It's dry as a bone.
Well, that's swell, 'cause damp is death to me. Fibrositis and sciatica.
Here you are, Moke, old girl. A floral tribute with comps of R. Carmoyle. There you are.
Thank you.
I say, Bill, it's starting to rain.
What of it?
What of it? My dear old boy, you know what happens when it rains. Water through the roof, water through the walls, water everywhere. I was merely about to suggest that you'd better put buckets under the upstairs skylight.
What?
Very damp house, this, Mrs. S. I often say that whereas in the summer months the river is at the bottom of the garden, in the winter months the garden is at the bottom of the river.
Excuse me, my lady. Begging your pardon.
Yes, Ellen?
Could I speak to Mrs. Spotsworth?
Yes?
Madam, your pendant's been pinched.
What?
Eh?
Yes. I was laying out your clothes for the evening, madam, and I said to myself you'd probably be wishing to wear the pendant again tonight, so I ventured to look in the little box, and it wasn't there, madam. It's been stolen.
But...
What do you mean it's been stolen? You probably didn't look properly.
It's gone, my lord.
You may have dropped it somewhere, Mrs. Spotsworth. Was the clasp loose?
Why, yes, the clasp was loose, but I distinctly remember putting it in its case last night.
Let's go up and have a thorough search.
We will. But the house, I'm afraid, very much afraid, the damp would kill me.
Go on, Ellen.
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
Rory, big mouth.
I say, did I drop a brick?
If I followed you about for a month, I'd have enough bricks to build a house.
About this pendant, anything I can do?
Yes, keep out of it. The derby will be starting in a few minutes. Go in there and get that television working.
Ah, righto. Leave it to me.
Jeeves, any suggestions?
Does it not seem likely, my lord, that in the event of Ballymore emerging victorious, the absent captain will carry out his original plan of redeeming the pendant, bringing it back, and affecting to discover it on the premises?
You think so?
I'm convinced that if Ballymore wins, we shall see Captain Biggar again.
If Ballymore wins?
Precisely, my lord.
Then one's whole future hangs on whether it does.
Bill, I'm going to start praying.
Yes, do. Pray that Ballymore will run as he has never run before. Pray all over the house.
Well, Bill, there's no doubt it's gone. I'm so sorry, Rosalinda.
Thank you.
I've just phoned for the police.
What? You really think the thing's been stolen?
It's the only possible explanation.
Oh, dear. I'm so sorry to have started all this trouble.
Nonsense, Rosalinda. All Bill wants is to see the crook caught and bunged into the cooler.
Well...
For a good long stretch, too, let's hope.
We mustn't be vindictive.
No, you're surely right. Justice, but not vengeance.
Well, one thing's certain. It's an inside job.
Oh? Do you think so?
Yes, and I've a pretty shrewd idea who the guilty party is.
Who?
Someone whose cup and saucer were rattling like castanets this morning at breakfast. Do you want me to name names?
Go ahead.
Captain Biggar.
What?
You weren't down, Rosalinda, or I'm sure you would have noticed it too. He was as nervous as a tree full of elephants.
Oh, no. Captain Biggar? That I can't and won't believe. If Captain Biggar were guilty, I should lose my faith in human nature, and that would be far worse than losing the pendant.
The pendant is gone, and he's gone. It adds up, don't you think? Oh, well, we shall soon know.
What makes you so sure of that?
Why, the jewel case, of course. The police will take it away and test it for fingerprints. What's the matter, Bill?
Nothing. Jeeves?
My lord?
Lady Carmoyle suggests that the miscreant might have forgotten to wear gloves, in which event the Ballyjewel case would be covered with his fingerprints. That would be lucky, wouldn't it?
Extremely fortunate, my lord.
I'll bet he's wishing he could wipe them off.
Yes, my lord.
You might go and get the thing, so as to have it ready for the police when they arrive.
Very good, my lord.
Hold it by the edges, Jeeves. You don't want to disturb those fingerprints.
I will exercise the greatest care, my lord.
Oh, Jill.
Oh, Bill!
All right, everyone. Now, look here. Where's young Roaster? I'm going to... Hey, what the devil? What's going on, Jill?
Oh, hello, Father.
My goodness, Chief Constable. You have been quick. It's only minutes since I phoned.
Eh?
Have you brought your bloodhounds and magnifying glass?
What the dickens are you talking about?
Didn't you come in answer to my phone call, Colonel?
What phone call? I came to see Lord Rowcester on a horsewhip, on a personal matter. What's all this about a phone call?
Mrs. Spotsworth's diamond pendant has been stolen, Father.
What?
This is Mrs. Spotsworth, Colonel Wyvern. Rosalinda, our Chief Constable.
Colonel?
Charmed, of course. So had your pendant stolen, eh? Bad show, bad show. Right, let's get some facts. An inside job, was it?
That's what we think.
Then I'll need a list of everybody in the house.
Come in, Jeeves.
Thank you, my lord. If I may, I will lower it onto the table.
This is the case the pendant was in.
Glad to see you were careful about handling it, my man.
Oh, trust Jeeves for that.
And now for the names.
I say, chaps, the most appalling thing has happened.
Not something more.
This is the absolute frozen limit. The derby is just starting,
Rory.
and the television set's gone on the blink. I must have twiddled the wrong thingamy.
Rory, this is Colonel Wyvern, the Chief Constable.
How are you, Chief C? Do you know anything about television?
I do not.
Oh, God, the race will be over. What about the wireless?
In the corner, Sir Roderick.
Oh, thank heaven.
Who is this gentleman?
Such as he is, my husband, Sir Roderick Carmoyle.
Oh. Sir Roderick, I am conducting an investigation.
But you'll hold it up to listen to the derby.
When on duty, Sir Roderick, I allow nothing to interfere. I want a list.
Taj Mahal.
That's my boy.
Sweet William, Garniture, Moke II,
Good girl.
Voleur. Quite an impressive list, isn't it?
There it is.
There's Gordon Richards on Moke II. Lots of people think this will be his lucky day.
I hope so.
I don't see Bellwether. Oh, yes, he's turning round now and walking back to the gate. They should be off in just a moment.
Where's Ballymore?
Sorry, no. Two more have turned round. One of them is being very temperamental.
Better not be mine.
It looks like Simple Simon.
Simple Simon?
No, it's the Irish outsider, Ballymore.
Oh, my God.
Really, I must ask...
It's Ballymore.
All right, I'll turn it down.
Yes, I'm afraid it's Ballymore.
Oops, sorry.
Right, they're in line now, all 26 of them. They're off.
Yes.
And oh dear, Ballymore is left at the post.
Oh, no.
Orient, the Prusak pacemaker is in front. Taj Mahal is just behind.
Go on!
Like the escalator.
Ah, that's better. Now then, Lord Rowcester, what servants have you here?
Just a moment, I have to listen to this. I'm turning it up again.
And now it's Vorian. Vorian, the French horse. Vorian is still in front, then Moke II, Escalator,
II's
Taj
mine.
Mahal, Sweet William, Oratory, Garniture. Looks as though Gordon Richards might be going to win the derby at last.
Where's
Vorian
Ballymore?
falling back, and Moke II's moving up.
Come on, Moke.
They're down the hill and turning Tattenham Corner. Moke II is in front.
Yes!
Gordon up.
Come on.
Only 3.5
Gee, this
furlongs
is
to go.
exciting, isn't it?
Oh, just a minute, there's a horse coming up on the outside.
Wait.
Like an express train.
Whoa!
I can't identify. Wait a minute, it's Ballymore. The horse
Ballymore,
on the outside.
Ballymore.
Yes!
Challenging the Moke. Hear that crowd roaring.
Come on,
Ballymore.
Come on, Ballymore.
No, Ballymore.
Make up your mind.
No, Gordon Richards.
Yes,
on the
for
Moke.
God's sake.
Second,
Come on,
Ballymore.
Gordon. Come on, Gordon.
Ballymore.
Come on, Ballymore.
Photo finish. Photo finish.
Photo
First
finish.
time in the history of the derby.
I'll turn it down now.
Photo finish.
Oh, well.
What's a photo finish?
Well, that Taj Mahal let me down. Why is it one can never pick a winner in this bally race?
The Moke didn't suggest a winner to you?
Eh? No. Why should it?
God bless you, Roderick Carmoyle.
All right, then. All right, everybody. I would like to inspect the scene of the robbery.
I will take you there, Colonel. Follow me. Some of you listen in and see what that photo shows.
And I'll send the jewel case down to the station to find out what it shows.
I'll go and see if I really have damaged the television set. All I did was twiddle a thingamy. Damn dull derby. Even if Moke II wins, the old girl's only got 10 bob on it at 8.
Jeeves, I've got to have a drink.
At your elbow, my lord.
Oh.
We must hear that result. Turn it up again, Bill. Let's hope Ballymore had sense enough to stick out his tongue.
Yes, right.
Literally hundreds of thousands of pounds hang on what that photograph
Here it is.
decides.
Here it is.
The number should be going up at any moment.
Ballymore.
Ballymore.
Yes, here it is. And it's Mopes the second.
Oh, no.
Wins. Hard luck on Ballymore. He ran a wonderful race. If it hadn't been for that bad start, he would have won in a canter. His defeat saves the bookies a tremendous loss. A huge sum was bet on the Irish horse 10 minutes before starting time. Obviously one of those SP jobs, which are so...
Well, never mind. There's still champagne.
Oh, I beg your pardon. I didn't realize there was somebody already It's you! Oh, I knew you would come. Monica said you wouldn't, but I knew.
I couldn't do it. I got to thinking of you, dear lady, and the chaps at the club, and I couldn't do it.
The club?
The old Anglo-Malay club in Kuala Lumpur. Yes, I thought of Tubby of Frobisher. Would I ever be able to look him again in that one good eye of his? And then I thought that you trusted me because I was an Englishman. And I said to myself, Cuthbert Biggar, you're letting down the whole British Empire.
Did you take my pendant?
I took it, and I brought it back. Here it is. The idea was merely to borrow it for the day as security for a gamble. But I couldn't do it. It might have meant a fortune, but I couldn't do it.
Put it round my neck, Cuthbert.
You want me to? You don't mind if I touch you?
Put it round my neck.
And Zuri Mbinguni. I shall. There. Shall I tell you why I wanted a fortune? So that I might feel myself in a position to speak my love. Rosie, I love you. I loved you from that first moment we met in Kenya. All these years I've dreamed of you. And on this very seat last night, it was all I could do to keep myself from pouring out my heart.
Oh.
And I can speak now because we're parting forever. Soon I shall be wandering out into the sunset, alone.
Jiminy Christmas, what do you want to wander out into any sunsets alone for?
I don't want to, dear lady, but it's the code. The code that says a poor man must not propose marriage to a rich woman. For if he does, he loses his self-respect and ceases to play with a straight bat.
I never heard such nonsense in my life. Who started all this applesauce?
I cannot say, but it is the rule that guides the lives of men like the Doc and Augustus Frobisher.
What? Augustus Frobisher, for Pete's sake. I thought there was something familiar about that name, and now you say Augustus. This Frobisher, is he a fellow with a red face?
We all have red faces east of Suez.
And a small, bristly mustache?
Small, bristly moustaches, too.
Is one of his eyes green and the other glass?
Good God, that's Tubby. You've met him.
Met him? You bet I met him. It was only a week before I left the States that I was singing Oh Perfect Love at his wedding.
What? Howky wahoo, Tubby is married?
He certainly is. And do you know who he's married to? Corderita Rockmatella, widow of the late Sigsbee Rockmatella, the Sardine King, a woman with a darn sight more money than I've got myself. Now you see how much old Code amounts to. When Augustus Frobisher met Cora and heard that she had 50 million smackers hidden away behind the brick in the fireplace, did he wander out into any sunset alone? No, sir. He bought a clean collar and a gardenia for his buttonhole and snapped into it.
You've shaken me, Rosie.
And you needed shaking, talking all that malarkey. You and your old Code.
I can't take it in.
You will. Now just sit here and get used to the idea of walking down the aisle with me. And I'll go in and phone the London Times that a marriage will shortly take place between Cuthbert... Have you any other names, my precious lamb?
Gervais. And it's Brabazon Biggar, with a hyphen.
Between Cuthbert, Gervais, Brabazon Biggar, and Rosalinda Bessemer Spotsworth. It's a pity it isn't Sir Cuthbert. Hey, say, what's wrong with buying you a knighthood? I wonder how much they cost these days. I have to ask Sir Roderick. I might be able to get it at Harridge's. Well, goodbye for the moment, my wonder man, and don't go wandering off into any old sunsets. Oh, Jeeves, do you know the telephone number of the Times?
No, madam, but I could ascertain. Ah.
You're looking at the pendant, I see. I don't wonder you're surprised. Captain Biggar found it just now in the grass by that rustic seat where we were sitting last night.
Has Captain Biggar returned?
He got back a few minutes ago. I want to announce my engagement to Captain Biggar.
Indeed, madam. May I wish you every happiness?
Thank you, Jeeves.
Shall I telephone the Times?
If you will.
Very good, madam. Might I venture to ask if you and Captain Biggar will be taking up your residence at the Abbey?
Oh, no, Jeeves. I wish I could buy it. I love the place. But it's damp. This English climate.
I wonder if I might make a suggestion, madam, which I think should be satisfactory to all parties.
What's that?
Buy the house, madam. Take it down stone by stone and ship it to California.
And put it up there? Why, what a brilliant idea.
Thank you, madam.
William Randolph Hearst used to do it, didn't he? I remember visiting at San Simeon once, and there was a whole French abbey lying on the grass near the gates. I'll do it, Jeeves. You've solved everything.
I say, where's Bill? The chief constable's asking for a magnifying glass.
Hello, Rosie.
Oh, Lord Rowcester, just the man I wanted to see.
I'm sorry, I say, wait a minute. Your pendant!
I know.
So what's happened?
It was discovered in the garden by Mrs. Spotsworth's fiancé, Captain Biggar.
Fiancé?
What? So Biggar's back?
Yes, my lord.
And he found the pendant?
Yes, miss.
And he's engaged to Mrs. Spotsworth?
Yes, my lord. And Mrs. Spotsworth has decided to purchase the Abbey.
What?
Yes, my lord, my lady.
I do believe in fairies.
Of course you do, darling.
Yes, Billiken, I'm going to buy the Abbey, and I'll write you a check momentarily. I'm taking the Abbey with me to America, Billiken. It was Jeeves' idea.
Oh, Bill. Though I don't know why I'm kissing you. I ought to be kissing Jeeves. Shall I kiss you, Jeeves?
No, miss.
Just think, Jeeves. You'll have to buy that fish slice after all.
It will be a pleasure and a privilege, miss.
Of course, Jeeves, you must never leave us. Wherever we go, whatever we do.
I am very sorry, my lord, but I fear I am compelled to hand in my notice.
Oh, Jeeves!
With the deepest regret, I need scarcely say. But Mr. Wooster needs me. I received a letter from him this morning.
Has he left that school of his, then?
Expelled, my lord.
Good heavens!
It is all most unfortunate. Mr. Wooster was awarded the prize for sock darning. 2 pairs of his socks were actually exhibited on speech day. It was then discovered that he had used a crib, an old woman whom he smuggled into his study at night.
Poor old Bertie.
Yes, my lord. I gather from the tone of his communication that the scandal has affected him deeply. My place is at his side.
Dash it all, I can't fix it.
Rory, do you know what has happened?
Yes, old girl, I'd bust the television set.
Mrs. Spotsworth is going to marry Captain Biggar, and she's buying the Abbey.
Oh? Well, as I was saying, I can't fix the bally thing. The only thing to do is telephone the fountainhead. Give me Knightsbridge 1, 2, 3, 4. Yes, I'll wait.
Oh, where's my Rosie?
I'm here, Cuthbert, my darling.
Rosie Nakupendasana.
Eh? Ah, she's just been telling us the news. Congratulations, Captain Biggar.
Asante, Patch Perkins. I'm obliged. Asante.
What?
I say, I've just remembered another one. Which is bigger, Captain Biggar or Mrs. Biggar? Mrs. Biggar, because she became bigger. Oh, hello. Marriages.
In the final part of Ring for Jeeves by P.G. Wodehouse, Rory was played by Rufus Sewell, Monica by Joanne Whalley, Rosie by Glenne Headly, and Captain Biggar by Ian Ogilvy. Bill was played by Jamie Bamber and Jeeves by Martin Jarvis. Jill Wyvern, Moira Quirk, Colonel Wyvern, Christopher Neame, Ellen, Daisy Hayden, and Bulstrode, Darren Richardson. The racing commentator was played by Matthew Wolfe. Ring for Jeeves was dramatised by Archie Scotney, directed by Rosalind Ayres, and is a Jarvis and Ayres production for BBC Radio 4.